So it gives me great pleasure to introduce my listeners to the band Bones UK. I have both Rosie and Carmen. Welcome to the DJ Force X podcast.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Absolutely my pleasure. Yeah, what I'd like to do at the start, obviously, ask how you are and everything. So how are you?
Very good.
Very good.
Just out of sound check, so that's all good. We'll talk about the tour you're on in a moment, but I'd like to get just a little bit of background because we kind of touched on it before we were speaking, because I knew you were an ACM student, or one of yeah.
Yeah.
You're an ACM student, so from one ACM student to another, hello. um I did mine many years ago, when it was in its old building, which was kind of round the back of Guildford, near where the boiler room is, if you know the venue.
Hey there.
Yeah, there used to be a building. I think
I used to work there, cleaning the windows.
Clean the windows. Why cleaning the windows?
Just remember cleaning the windows.
Lab behind the bar, just only cleaning the windows.
No.
I suppose someone's got to clean those windows. So, but no, it was quite cool to find out that you like relatively local, and we've got a little bit in common in the fact that ACM. Obviously, it's a lot of musicians have been through that college, and things like that. But how did Bones start? How did you get like together from that? Because obviously, you know.
Well, I went there, and then when I finished, or just before finishing, I moved to Camden, and then I met Rosie in Camden,
The Queen, aka the Queen of Camden.
Yeah.
And I taught her everything I knew, and here we are.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I love that.
No, the really fun thing is, so we met in a blues bar in Camden, but the good link is that we knew when we first started, we knew we wanted to do something, and the producer and Carmen had been to ACM with Filippo Cimatti, who was our producer. So we moved to LA and started the band with us three, and without him and that connection to the school, it wouldn't have happened. So,
So
we owe a lot to that school.
Yeah. No, it's amazing. I mean, I did bass guitar there many years ago. And I've had plenty of friends and other musicians that I've known over the years from being in bands and stuff like that have gone through that college. I recruited a guitarist from there for one of my projects back in the day.
Filippo was one of the first people I met at the university.
Nice. Yeah, it's a great little place, and it's always good to see them still going as well, and it's expanding. Where they are now, it's huge. When I did it, it was tiny little rooms in, like I say, back. It was like opposite a barber shop that had a dodgy piercing place at the back where I got these. So I got a lot of connections to Guildford. I also DJ there on a regular basis. I do a rock night at the Star and a couple of nightclubs in Guildford. I've been DJing Guildford for 25 something years, so
Amazing.
it's one of those places that I have a lot of love for. And I'm still near at the moment, but it's nice to have a little connection with you guys, because like I've only recently, to be perfectly honest, discovered you guys. So I'm on the train now. I boarded at a later station, but I'm on now. And I've been fortunate enough to hear your forthcoming album as well, which is fantastic. I mean, I fell in love with a couple of the tracks you released already. Knee Deep was one of them. I just found that absolutely amazing track, so dark and brooding. It's fantastic. Fix Me as well. My kids actually heard that one as well. Through whatever algorithm, because they're like, one of them is very much into the likes of Phoebe Bridgers and Sabrina Carpenter and all that lot. They're the sort of current crop of pop, and sort of they've got this rock element that sneak in. Beer Badoobi's another one that's recently taken off as well. Hearing them, listening to you, like I was going through their TikTok feeds, whatever like that, and hearing that music, I was like, I know that song, and then they know, because it's got a really catchy hook to it.
It does. It's like we kind of straddle the two worlds of like pop and rock, and that definitely is like us slightly like leaning into the pop world, which we really enjoy doing, and kind of allowing ourselves to play in that world a bit and not be like it's not a dirty thing anymore. That one's. But then Knee Deep, alternatively, is much more like us leaning into a kind of more grungy, real, very organic, kind of like no click, all of that stuff route. So those two are very good balance of the two vibes we're going for in the record.
Yeah, I mean, the whole record, it has a couple of different sort of vibes running through it as well, which is great. It keeps you interested. I've had it on repeat, and it's not getting like, there's no boring listens. There's no boring, there's no skippable parts I've found so far.
Yes, thank you.
Which I think is a good thing for an album, really. Um, I really love like there's a track you haven't released yet, but Dopamine.
Oh, it's good, isn't it?
I love that one. It's got that real like dark bluesy kind of feel to it. Also, I found like it had a kind of trip hop vibe to it as well. I don't know if that was a conscious thing or not, but
The whole, this is the way that we write songs generally, is we always sort of like work out what we want the song to be about. That's where it starts, and then we build out the sonic world after that to kind of like represent what the song's meaning is. So with Dopamine, obviously we wanted to feel like this kind of trance, like dopamine's this drug,
yes,
and it's kind of like driving you a bit fucking mad. So that kind of trip hoppy element definitely is in there, because it's got like the big ending where it's like a bit like Sergeant Pepper's. It's got that anxiety sort of thing. So yeah, I'm glad you picked up on that. It's definitely a conscious thing.
It was a great track, and there's a Perfectly Imperfect as well. Great track, and I mean, I'd go through them all, but Blood is another one that I highlighted.
I love Blood.
And yeah, I mean, I mentioned it is due out on the 13th of September. I haven't mentioned that yet, so let's plug it. The album's called Soft. It's out on the 13th via Sumerian Records, which is another fantastic label as well. Plenty of they're good sort of roster of artists and albums coming out on that. Always like for the past, I can't remember how long. I remember picking up stuff in the States on that label and everything. But yeah, just like there's a lot coming in. How did the because obviously you guys you formed in the UK, but then you relocated to the States. And was that with the band in mind, or was that something else that kind of drew you to it, or was it Bones that brought you over and then?
Yeah. We moved together. It was us two and Filippo, and we just got a house with a 1-bedroom and made it possible to live all three of us and started the band fresh, really.
We basically, because we started the band in the UK, so we started doing Bones, and then we had the Jeff Beck album, which happened. So Jeff Beck came to see us play, and then sort of like basically not poached us, but was like, so we were doing that for like 2 years, because obviously you do it when Jeff Beck has to do it. So basically, the band, we stopped the band for like 2 years, basically, just went and toured with Jeff, and then we played the Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles with Jeff, and we'd both been in bands for years. I mean, me more than Carmen even, but I've been doing the fucking English circuit for so long, and it's no disrespect to English circuit, everyone's got to do it, but it was just the prospect of starting a band and doing the Water Rats and I was just like, I just can't, like I can't. But if we go somewhere else, and we knew that the rock scene was kind of kicking off, and we kind of knew that our sonically our music was more American rock than it was English rock. Like English rock for the first record definitely kind of leans more into kind of indie world, whereas we were a bit more kind of like stadium-y, a bit kind of bigger sonically. So we knew that it would do better in the States. So we just took all the money that we had and just went and moved there. And that was definitely with the band in mind, and it was to just like to try it somewhere new, and it really paid off, and we were just hustling and touring, and obviously touring America for the first time is just like heaven. You're in like the Grand Canyon, and you're like this is amazing. But like Slough, nothing wrong with Slough, but like we were like we've just done it, so we were like, let's try something new. So yeah, definitely with the band in mind.
I mean, that's amazing in itself. I mean, there's only a few bands that I know of that have done that, like just sort of uprooted and gone to the States with, I think Muse were one of them back in the day. They went over there. I think the story is with like £10,000 or something, and then tried. And then they got signed to, what was it, Madonna's label at the time, Maverick. And then that's Muse. That's their sort of origin, of them going there. Because doing all that, like I think they even sung about it, doing the toilet venues, as we lovingly.
Because we did, like, the first thing we did is that we got this residency at the Viper Rooms in LA.
Yes, yeah.
So we did this thing where like I had this idea that if we saw who was playing, and we contacted them and said we were massive fans of their band live, never heard of them, and said, it would be an honor for us to be able to support you, and it just worked. We just got loads of gigs to it, and then we got a residency at the Viper Room, and then it just kind of went, and we've been in the States for 10 years.
I mean, that is, I mean, like I said, that's amazing. Like doing that and taking that chance as well, which a lot of people won't do. Not necessarily, might not be right for them, but you found your sound. You had a way in as well, obviously with the Jeff Beck connection and all that kind of stuff that really does set you up. And then hustling, that is the big thing, especially when you're over there. You need to just get those gigs. and
meet
it that way
people.
and meet
And it
people.
was meeting people. We went to Lollapalooza without, we weren't playing, we just went there with a AAA pass and just met people and just like got
the goal was to get a tour, meet bands and get a tour, and we got a tour. Our first tour was Highly Suspect.
Yeah. Highly Suspect. Second day we were there, we met Johnny from Highly Suspect. He was like, "You gotta come on tour with us," and we were like, "Yeah,
Why the not?" No, I mean that is, like I say, that is purely, that is just like, that's a great, like, that is a great origin story of the band. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I hear it, like there's usual ones, friends get together and just start touring and playing and doing the UK circuit. That's the main thing. That's what I used to do when I was in a band. I did that circuit once. I started another band as well, like after being 10 years in one, and I just couldn't do it. I was just like, I can't play these
And it's not like, please don't ever think that we didn't do it. It's not like, oh, we're too good for the English.
Yeah.
We did it so many times. So many times. It was insane. So we were just like, thank you very much, but I think we've paid our dues now. The equivalent toilet tour in America just felt a bit different. We've done that, 9 times as well.
We've done that 9 times now. We're kind of looking forward to going back to it. As long as it's like not in the winter, we're really excited about it.
That's good. Yeah, I was going to say if you're coming back here, but obviously at the moment I did mention you guys are on tour. You're on tour with Bush at the moment, which says they're doing is it the Greatest Hits tour they're doing at the moment?
It's called Loaded, and it's Bush with Jerry Cantrell from Alice in Chains and Candlebox.
Candlebox.
Right.
They're amazing. They're all such lovely humans.
How is that, as I say, how's that going for you? I mean, opening for that sort of, I mean, those 3 people, or bands, I should say. I mean, Bush, I mean, they were huge. I remember them from my childhood, with the Razorblade Suitcase album, for one. And obviously Gavin Rossdale doing various other things in the time, musically and acting and things like that. Alice in Chains, Jerry Cantrell, I've got Flies in the Jar somewhere on vinyl in front behind me somewhere, and I absolutely love that guy's work as well. And Candlebox, there's an absolute blast from the past on that one. My wife, I told my wife, like, she's American, she's like, Candle, like, she loved Candlebox. So
they're so good. We feel so honored every night to be part of this as a little the younger band. Not that, we've been going for a while now, but we're definitely younger. We definitely feel like the kids.
How the crowd's been responding to you and stuff, with obviously
really great.
Yeah.
We're first on, so obviously, like, sometimes it's like there's more people than others, but it's brilliant. Every night's a challenge, and if there's not a big crowd there, then you have to kind of go inward and enjoy the performance in different ways and kind of dig deep and be your own kind of shit. It's been a really great experience for that.
And you're playing like amphitheaters and stuff, and like open air, like
this one tonight is big.
There's 3 in places now, little stadium things.
So, and I think I did actually notice you recently, because like I mentioned, I was in Florida not long ago, last week, in fact, or a few days ago, and you were just there as well.
We just played Hollywood, the Hard Rock in Hollywood.
And how was that? I've not been down to that part of Florida, to be honest with you, but
that was a good one.
That's a good one. That was a really good one. Yeah, it was a really good one.
Nice, excellent. Yeah, because it's like I used to go to I think it used to be called the Credit Union Amphitheater, which is near Tampa.
Nice.
Up that way, and I saw a lot of bands there. That I saw, like Incubus with Deftones there, which is a magnificent lineup. And like within, like, in Tampa as well, I got to see Arctic Monkeys play a small venue, which was fantastic. And Deftones again playing their own headline show at the same venue, and all for the very small fee of like $15.
Wow.
So all this talk of like the dynamic pricing and stuff going on here with like the Oasis sort of shows, the other side of it is you get like the Groupon tickets just to sort of fill the back of the arenas and stuff, which is kind of what I took advantage of, and getting tickets to see Incubus, Deftones, I think it was Death from Above 1975, for $15. I was take my money, take it. But yeah, no, I mean, fantastic, like to play those size venues and stuff, and touring with the bands that you have toured with is just crazy. And like, are there plans for you to come back to England and do something?
For sure, 100%. 100%.
Is it dependent on anything particular, like how well this album does, or is it
how many albums you buy?
okay?
You personally,
You
how many
better-
albums you
the
personally
UK
buy?
buys.
Okay.
Touring is so expensive, right? To put it into perspective, touring is really expensive. It's not just like, oh, we'll just go to England and do some shows. Like, it's fucking expensive. So it has to be worth us going there. We have to know there's going to be people coming to the gigs and stuff. And so it's like, for us, of course, we want to come back. We want to fucking play every single city in England and Europe, but it's got to be, you know, worth the money. And I'm sure it will be. And I'm sure whatever the case is, we love England, we love Europe, and we want to be back as soon as possible. So we'll just play it by ear. But the idea is to, yes, be back.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, when you do, I will be at least one person maybe at one.
Yay!
I could bring the kids as well. I'm sure they'll come along with me.
Oh, there we go. 4 tickets sold.
Yeah,
Come.
that's it. 4 tickets sold. But yeah, no, I mean that just you know, just to sort of like, because obviously going like being sort of like, I'd say a British form act, British band, going away and then coming back again. You know, that's like, it's always a good homecoming, I feel.
We just sold out. We came back beginning of the year and we sold out the show. So it's like, and that was really nice because we hadn't played in England for fucking ages. And it was complete, it was like filled to the rafters, like old people, new people. It was like amazing. So it was a really nice homecoming.
And where was that? Just out of interest, because like
Lexington.
It was in Lexington, and it was I don't know when it was.
It was like a couple months ago.
We were playing with Queens of the Stone Age in Germany, and so we did a headline show as well.
Okay.
In London. I think it was, when was it?
May.
Okay. I'm sorry I missed it. But no, say next time. Next time. But no, that's really cool. I mean, like with this album, I feel this, like listening to it, I can hear, I can see it doing very well. Like with the current crop of sort of music that's coming through, and there's quite an eclectic crowd now. I think we mentioned it a little bit earlier. Like my kids, they're not specifically into rock music just because I am. They go out and discover their own music, which is kind of what I encourage in them. And I've noticed a lot of the people they're listening to have that kind of like guitar sound coming back in, like that. Not just, it's that kind of like grungy guitar sound. That 90s sort of sound, if you will. They're kind of like finding that and using it, and, you know, which is how music works. You know, back when I was in a band, it was like using something from wherever. But I was the DJ in a band, so it was kind of different for me. I was kind of going down the hip hop route, but it works either way. But yeah, no, I mean, I can see it doing well for you guys. I'm hoping it does get the attention it deserves. From other press and things like that. That's all right. That's absolutely my pleasure. I've got a couple of questions left for you though, if that's all right. Then you can get back to your go and everything.
Of course.
If that's all right, because I don't know exactly how long I've got you for, but
we've got till past, but we'll be quick.
Okay, cool. All right. So what I want to find out from you guys is 3 pivotal records that kind of made you want to do what you want to do now.
Okay. Mine are Graceland, Paul Simon. Nice. Mine are freaking Randy Newman. I don't know which album, but anything by Randy Newman, probably one of the first early ones. And something by Aerosmith. I mean, all of the Aerosmith ones. Okay. What's it called? 9 Lives by Aerosmith. Is one called 9 Lives? Yeah, 9 Lives by Aerosmith. Go.
Purple Rain, Prince, Purple Rain, Blood, Sweat and Tears, Stevie Ray, and I don't know.
Pink. Britney Spears. I am Britney. Zeppelin 2.
Zeppelin 2, fantastic. All fantastic records. Randy Newman, gotta love Randy Newman for the Disney connection anyway. But yeah, Aerosmith, fantastic. I've got the Box of Fire in front of me over there as well, which is great. And last question, what are your guys' hobbies away from the music? So when you're not in Bones UK and doing that sort of stuff, what are your sort of like, you know, getaway things or you know, like I say, hobbies?
I have so many hobbies, it's ridiculous. But some of them are Like just renovate the house, or like home renovation, interior designing stuff I've been really into recently. Drawing, I really like art. I really like sewing. So I make lots of patchwork quilts and stuff like that. I like that's it. That's enough. You.
Okay.
Reading
books.
Nice.
And nature, I guess.
Walking.
Like going out and doing like big nature walks.
Nice. Well, I'll say in the States, you got plenty of those. Like some of those national parks are absolutely insane.
Unbelievable.
You know, but Rosie, Carmen, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it, and good luck with the rest of your tour and everything like that. And hopefully we'll see you guys back on this shore very soon.
Thank you so much.
All right, no worries, guys. Have a good one. All right.
Thank you.
Bye.